Hey, Zombie Pixel here. I just wanted to show you from start to finish how to set up Virtual-GBM Move, which is a little application I made to help bring some visuals, some life into my live streams, and also hopefully help other DJs who use engineOS and don't want to buy a full Gigbar move, but still want integrated visuals in engineOS. So let's start with the downloading process. So you're going to go to your web browser and find my GitHub page. I'll have a link to this in the description. But if you Google Virtual-GBM, it should show up on Google, but find it in the description. Once you're on this page, you're going to go to releases and just click on the latest. And then click on the zip file. You're going to download that and then open that up. And once that is open, you will come over here to compressed folder and extract all. That will extract it. And then when it's done, it should open right up. And then on a Windows PC, you'll just have to double click virtual-gbm.exe. You will have to run anyway because it's not signed or anything. It's just a random exe from the internet. But I promise there's no viruses. It's just whatever. You'll have to allow access. This will give the runtime the ability to interact with the network, which it needs if it's going to see the engineOS connection. And then you'll have to select the IP that represents your computer here. And this will usually be the first one, but if that doesn't work, you may want to try the others. If you don't see anything, I'll be releasing an update that will let you type it in on your own. But on Windows, you should see something. So you run that, and then you get some options here. And these are just kind of options to help tweak kind of the look and feel of everything. But let me jump over to the setup on engineOS. At this point, you should be able to connect to it. So let's switch over to the camera. So in engineOS, you're going to go to your lighting menu. It'll load up for a little bit, and then you can hit Basic or Pro, and then just say no to Smart Lights, and then go to Preferences, and scroll down till you see Broadcast ArtNet, and you're going to want to turn that on. And then on DMX interfaces, you should see Node ArtNet Proto. That is going to be my Virtual-GBM. And then with that, if I hit play, and then go back over to the computer, we should see something happening. Yes. So it looks like the gobos are potentially turned off. I'm going to go back to lighting, light control. And from here you can switch the colors around on engineOS. But everything should be working. Oh, I see. So they are showing up. They are too small and off the side of the screen. So essentially, that's where these settings come into play. You can invert the heads, which will basically make them, what's the word? It will make them be the opposite of each other, right? Or you can not do that, and then they'll be lined up. And what else? So if you hover over these things, these represent the gobos, and unfortunately you can't see their like home position. You just hover your mouse over and it will show up as a circle. When you have this, you can scroll with your mouse to make it smaller or bigger. There's no limit to how big it can get, but it becomes not useful quickly. There is a lower limit to how small they can be. And then these, so these are the moving heads. These are, what are these called? The regular heads, the non-moving heads. I don't know. I know these have a name. I forget what they are. Anyway, they are basically just lights. You can resize them with the scroll wheel, pick them up and move them around. I like to kind of do just like position them kind of like this. Maybe make the gobos really big. But just kind of move them around till they fit your needs. And yeah, so you can also increase the blur, and then this kind of like softens it up a bit. The head X and Y offset, these are kind of like if they're going off the screen and you want to move them back to a more clear position, you're going to use the X and Y to do that. And I know it's kind of fumbling through this whole thing, but hopefully that gives you an idea of how to control this. So what you do with this, you can put this window on a projector and then hit F11, and then you'll have a full screen projection of just the lights, right? So you could shine that in your room. Alternatively, you could do what I do and copy the URL here, and then go into OBS and add a new source of browser. And then from here, you'll type in the URL and then make sure to set your width and height properly. And then now, just like that, let me turn off the display capture. We have the settings, right? So from here, wrong button. From here, you'll take your mouse and you'll go to Interact, and then this will open up a window where you can choose all the same options that you had before. You can hover over, resize, move. These are always kind of a little hard to find. And any settings you change in your web browser potentially should, I believe they come back to here. That might not be true. But you may have to adjust them. These settings will save, the positions of the lights will not save every time. But hopefully that'll be changed in an update soon. But I hope that gives you kind of an idea of like how this can be used. And now, as you can see on the capture, it's just overlaid with everything. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Have a good one.